Crescent lunge and lower crescent lunge are great poses to help you strengthen your core, your legs, and your arms. Also a great way to stretch your groin, stimulate digestion, and give you energy and stamina. So come try it with me now. We start out, I brought a blanket here and a couple of blocks to help support me in this pose, so you might want to grab some materials like that. So we start off in a standing mountain pose where we stack shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. Separate your feet out a little bit, and then with the hands on the hips, we step back enough so the knee is over the ankle. So this is something that I see sometimes where the knee goes past the ankle. You always want to practice bone stacking in yoga to support your body. All right, and you might need to move that back leg out just a little bit, pressing the back heel back. You're going to feel a stretch right here in the front of your hip. So I always take my hands to my hips and try to steer myself forward. The back knee is trying to be straight, but it's got a slight bend in it. Okay, and then you just bring your arms up over your head, slide your shoulder blades down, eye gaze is in front of you. So that's crescent lunge. Now, if you want to come lower into lower crescent lunge, you can put a blanket here to catch your knee. If you need it, if you don't need it, it's okay. Flatten out your back foot, and then just bring your chest forward. Move that front foot out a little bit wider, and if you need to bring the floor closer to you, that's where the blocks come in handy. So I've got my left shoulder right up against my left knee. Don't let your left knee splay out, at least not yet. Take a deep breath, and then just let yourself sink down a little bit. All right, so you feel gravity sort of taking hold here. And then you just wait until the muscles sort of accept the pose. And maybe you can get a little bit more. Maybe you can come down a little bit lower. Or maybe not. So that's the lower crescent lunge. Now to get to the other side, here's an option. You can tuck your back toe, lift up, and then walk yourself in a half circle over to the other side, turning the right foot to the side wall and coming into the pose in this fashion. So a lot of times I'll teach this sequence, and when we're in that wide leg forward fold, we'll just hang out there for a few minutes and give ourselves a break. So again, we come down into this right knee, knee over the ankle, beginning to straighten into that back knee, lift the arms, and sink down with the shoulders. And then to come into the lower crescent lunge, we're bringing the hands inside of that front foot, lowering the back knee to the mat or the blanket if you need more cushioning. Taking a deep breath, and then just letting your chest come down. Now, if you want to open up the front of this hip a little bit more, one thing you can try is just squeezing this back glute. You don't have to squeeze it with your hand, but just squeezing it, because the muscles work in tandem. That will open up the front of the hip a little bit more. And then just sort of coming forward with the crown of your head, lengthening out your spine and holding in this pose. And there's your crescent and your lower crescent lunge.